The enigma of the whispering shadows. Once upon a time, in the heart of a bustling city, there lived a renowned detective known as Arthur Holmes. His reputation for unraveling even the most perplexing cases had earned him the respect and admiration of the entire community. One stormy evening, a peculiar mystery would emerge, capturing the attention of Holmes like no other. As the rain cascaded outside, Holmes sat in his dimly lit study, lost in thought. Suddenly, a knock echoed through the grand oak door. Startled, he rose, welcoming the visitor into his sanctuary. A tall, elegant man named Mr. Somerset stood before him, his face adorned with a mix of anxiety and curiosity. "I am in need of your expertise, Mr. Holmes," Mr. Somerset began, his voice saturated with urgency. "There are strange occurrences happening at my estate, known as Whispering Shadows Manor, and I fear they may be tied to an ancient curse spoken of in family folklore." Intrigued by the mention of a curse, Holmes graciously accepted the case. They embarked on a journey into the heart of the countryside. Reaching the foreboding Whispering Shadows Manor, the house stood prominently, its intricate architecture cloaked in mist. Their investigation began by questioning the staff, who whispered tales of unexplained phenomena lurking within the walls. Doors mysteriously creaked. Objects floated seemingly of their own accord, and eerie whispers echoed through the halls. It was clear that something otherworldly haunted the manor. Determined to uncover the truth, Holmes set up his arsenal of detective tools. He scrutinized every inch of the mansion, studying dusty books filled with cryptic symbols, cracked mirrors revealing fleeting shadows, and secret passageways hidden behind paintings. As days turned into nights, he tirelessly pieced together the fragments of the puzzle. One evening, as Holmes delved deeper into his investigation, he discovered a hidden underground chamber. Inside, he found an ancient journal belonging to the original owner of the estate. Its faded pages detailed a tragic love story that culminated in a bitter curse placed upon the manor for generations. With newfound knowledge at hand, Holmes deduced that the curse could only be broken by reuniting the lost lovers' souls, torn apart by fate and time. Committed to lifting the curse, he devised an elaborate plan. Inviting the entire staff and Mr. Somerset to the grand ballroom, Holmes revealed the gripping tale of forbidden love and the curse that entangled Whispering Shadows Manor. Hearts filled with both hope and trepidation as the detective outlined his plan to bring peace to the spirits that roamed the halls. As the clock struck midnight, Holmes orchestrated a peculiar ritual, guiding everyone through the labyrinthine passages. The haunting whispers grew louder, harmonizing with the sounds of breaking chains. A spectral presence materialized before their eyes. It was the ghostly apparition of the tormented lovers. With bated breath, Holmes implored the spirits to release their hold on the manor. Moved by his words, the lovers embraced, their ethereal forms merging into one. Moments later, a tranquil silence settled over the haunted estate. Days turned into weeks, and the strange occurrences ceased entirely. Mr. Somerset expressed his endless gratitude, forever indebted to Holmes for saving his family legacy. The once dreaded Whispering Shadows Manor now stood as a symbol of love triumphing over darkness. And so, Arthur Holmes, the detective extraordinaire, added yet another victory to his string of triumphant cases, leaving behind a legacy of unwavering justice and compassion. The mystery of the missing diamond. Detective Jameson had been working on the case for weeks. It was a long and grueling investigation, but he knew he was getting closer to finding the culprit. The case involved the theft of a priceless diamond from the local museum, and Detective Jameson had been tasked with finding it before it was too late. The first lead came in the form of a witness who claimed to have seen a suspicious figure lurking near the museum on the night of the theft. Jameson followed up on the lead and managed to track down the suspect. However, after a thorough interrogation, it became clear that the man was not involved in the crime. Days turned into weeks, and Jameson was starting to lose hope. That was until a tip-off from an anonymous source led him to a rundown warehouse on the outskirts of town. Upon investigation, Jameson discovered a hidden room filled with stolen goods, including the missing diamond. But the thief was nowhere to be found. Jameson scoured the evidence left behind in the room and pieced together a profile of the culprit. They were highly skilled and had likely been pulling off jobs like this for years. It was at this point that Jameson received a call from an unknown number. The person on the other end claimed to have information regarding the diamond theft. Jameson was skeptical, but decided to follow up on the lead. He arranged to meet the caller in a secluded park on the outskirts of town. When he arrived, he found a figure shrouded in darkness waiting for him. The person handed over a file containing incriminating evidence against the thief. The evidence led Jameson to a wealthy businessman who had hired the thief to steal the diamond as part of a larger scheme to acquire valuable jewels from around the world. With the help of the file, Jameson was able to apprehend the businessman and recover the stolen goods. Finally, the mystery of the missing diamond had been solved, and justice had been served. Detective Jameson knew that his persistence and hard work had paid off once again. The enigmatic case of the midnight heist. Once upon a moonlit night in the bustling city of Ravenport, Detective Lucas Bloom found himself embroiled in what would become the most enigmatic case of his career. Known for his sharp intellect and unwavering determination, he had earned a reputation as the go-to for perplexing mysteries. It all began when a valuable artifact, the Moonstone of Serenity, vanished from the heart of Ravenport's Museum of Mysteries. The puzzling theft left everyone astounded, as the artifact was heavily guarded and displayed under the watchful eyes of intricate security systems. As the lead investigator, Detective Bloom delved into the depths of the crime scene with utmost diligence. He meticulously examined the museum's surveillance footage and interviewed the staff, but each clue led to a dead end. The thief seemed to be an illusion, melting away without a trace. Days turned into weeks, and Detective Bloom grew increasingly frustrated. The pressure mounted, both from the relentless pursuit of justice and the expectation of the city's skeptical inhabitants. However, he remained calm and retained an unwavering belief that the truth was within his grasp. One evening, while roaming the dimly lit streets of Ravenport, Detective Bloom noticed a peculiar pattern. Every time there was a full moon, a series of seemingly unrelated robberies occurred. Banks, high-end jewelry stores, and libraries were all targeted. Determined to connect the dots, Detective Bloom decided to investigate these cases further. He discovered that each robbery took place at the stroke of midnight, leaving behind nothing but handwritten notes taunting Ravenport's finest. The notes were filled with cryptic riddles and puzzles that seemed impossible to solve. Undeterred, Detective Bloom embraced the challenge. With each full moon, the detective's reputation grew. The people of Ravenport marveled at his brilliance, eagerly awaiting his next move. As the cases piled up, Detective Bloom began to recognize a familiar pattern in the puzzles and riddles left behind. After countless sleepless nights and tireless effort, the detective deciphered the final riddle. It led him to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Ravenport. With his heart pounding, he cautiously entered the decrepit building, prepared for whatever awaited him within. Inside, surrounded by moonlit beams streaming through the cracked ceiling, Detective Bloom discovered the cunning mastermind behind the string of robberies, a reclusive but brilliant puzzle enthusiast named Amelia Moonwood. Her vast knowledge of riddles and puzzles had allowed her to outsmart even the most advanced security systems, making her the perfect thief. In a dramatic confrontation, Detective Bloom confronted Amelia, revealing his meticulous deductions that had ultimately led him to her. As the truth unfolded, Amelia confessed she had orchestrated the robberies as an elaborate game, seeking a worthy adversary who could match her intellect. Impressed by Detective Bloom's unwavering pursuit of justice, Amelia agreed to return all the stolen artifacts, including the coveted Moonstone of Serenity. The city rejoiced at the recovery and celebrated Detective Bloom's triumph. From that day forward, Detective Lucas Bloom became known as the guardian of Ravenport, the detective who could solve even the most perplexing mysteries. His gentle demeanor, combined with his relentless pursuit of truth, made him a beloved figure in the city. The enigmatic case of the midnight heist had tested Detective Bloom like never before. But through patience, wit, and unwavering dedication, he unraveled the tangled web of mysteries that had clouded Ravenport's skies. And so, a new era began, full of hope. For both Detective Bloom and the city that had come to cherish him.